It's week 2 of the high school football season, and with it comes shakeups of epic proportions you do not want to miss. Welcome to Home Team Friday, the Tri-State's original 30-minute football show. As we continue into the depths of the newborn season, the headlines for each team begin to take shape. We'll start this evening in Fort Branch with a rematch of Gibson Southern at Mount Carmel from last year. The Titans barely won the first one in 2023, but with both quarterbacks graduated now, the question looming is who retained the most firepower from last season. Of course, we'll head over to Kentucky, where our #1 team in the Home Team Friday Power 10 kept up to code against Davis County. And I'm no expert, but those Aces are pretty darn good at the moment. And they're probably the most likely team from the Tri-State to reach a state championship game this season. And we'll go off the gridiron here, where we spent time with a family affected by breast cancer that has continued to overcome the odds. It is such a compelling story that you don't want to miss, and there's so much coming your way on the #1 football show in the Tri-State. It's Home Team Friday, and it starts right now.
It's time for Home Team Friday, brought to you by Expressway Dodge.
Castle and Mater Dei at the Bowl, both teams coming off wins last week. One looked a little prettier than the other. Knights head coach Doug Hurt told me pregame it was so bad last week, nobody touched a football on practice at practice on Monday, and I think it woke them up. Bowden Morgan, a 32-yard dot to the end zone. Junior Carter Bowe for the touchdown. Knights ahead 7-zip. They wanted more. Max McCool taking off, and he is pretty cool. Untouched to the end zone, a 2-score lead in the first quarter. To the second we go, inside the 5. Jackie Ford carries through the defense. He's built Ford tough. And fourth quarter, Tate Mallory scrambling deep to Jacob Randolph. Still scrambling at the 40 to the end zone. Touchdown! That touchdown courtesy of our friend Ernie Bryant. Big Ernie. Mater Dei comes back to win it, 28-24. Once again, welcome to Home Team Friday. That's Colin Davies, the high school football guru. I'm Michael Gross. So much in week #2. We can finally kind of take the weight off of our shoulders now because it's finally kind of, we're kind of going through it, right?
We got great games. It wasn't just,
yeah.
It didn't feel like week 1 was a little bit of like a college football. Week 0, it's like we didn't have great games. But this week, the board was stacked up, and obviously, we just saw it with that first game here. We've got a lot more in store tonight.
We really do. First, we're going to get you a quick look at our Home Team Friday Power 10 in week #2. Gibson Southern at the #6, playing the #10. We'll have that game for you later on. This first block here, Madisonville North Hopkins in at #9 after a big win over Union County. North Posey with Gibson Southern rounding out that bottom of the Power 10. That Gibson Southern Mount Carmel game definitely circled on the calendar for us.
Yeah, for sure. Either one of them win, they'll move up as long as one of the top 5 drop one.
No movement, though, in our top 5. Wrights dominant over Harrison, and Castle retaining that 4 spot after just 23 offensive plays run the entire game for our game of the week last week. And then Memorial, Heritage Hills, Owensboro Catholic rounding that out. Anything there that maybe looks like it could change this week, Colin?
I think one of these teams is going to change, maybe a couple on that list.
Could be 2. You never know. That #3 team, though, they're playing our #6 team, Memorial and North.
Yeah, let's absolutely hit those highlights. First touchdown of the game in the first quarter. 2 minutes in, it's going to be North who has the punt. Memorial's punter, Mofsitt, gets at 10. Avier Mitchell punches it in for a 1-yard touchdown. Second touchdown, less than a minute left in the first. Matthew Fisher, 22-yard touchdown to Max Anslinger. And the third touchdown is going to come in the second quarter. Memorial's Dylan Kendrick, a 21-yard run to set up a Matthew Fisher 1-yard punch in to give the Tigers the lead. And Memorial runs through the Huskies 35-14.
Yeah, Matthew Fisher, I think, 3 touchdowns on the ground? He is a beast. Southridge and Boonville, both coming off season-opening losses in week #1. Raiders looking to right the ship early. It's Justin Leathers under center for the quarterback for Southridge, and how about this? Finds a pocket, finds a seam, gets through 22 yards to score. 7-0 Southridge in the first. Next series for Boonville, a long one, 4th and 1. Tyler Reinhardt carries it on the outside on the jet sweep, 10-yard tutty 7-6 after a missed extra point. That very next drive, Leathers again punching it in, 3-yard score. Southridge blowing by Boonville, 41-20. All right, it's showdown time. Colin, we've got Gibson Southern and Mount Carmel.
Yeah, in this one, a rematch from last year's week 1. We'll start off here, second quarter, 5.5 minutes left in the half, and that's Chase Thaxton, who runs it for 8 yards for the touchdown to extend the lead to 21-0. Second touchdown comes from Zach Foster, hands off to Gunnar Alexander for a 26-yard run to the house. Third one, how about Mount Carmel's punter whiffs the punt, and the Titans recover it and have an excellent position to score one more touchdown before the half, and that's exactly what they do. With less than a minute and a half left, Foster finds Maddox Potts to put the Titans up 35-0 at halftime. Gibson Southern beats Mount Carmel 42-6.
That is huge for a team that got to the Illinois 3A state championship. Vincennes Lincoln hosting Evansville Reitz. Second half, Jamontre Johnson finding Ashton Leach on the screen pass, taking it deep into Alice's territory. Going inside the 5, taken down inside the 10 there, actually. Later on the drive, Johnson, play action, lofting it to Lucas Feldman into the corner of the end zone, over the outstretched hands of an Alice's cornerback for a touchdown. Make it 20-0 Panthers. And it was all Panthers in this one, too. Johnson with a pump fake, going deep to Kyler Hamby in the breadbasket. Another score. Reitz beats Vincennes Lincoln 30-6.
Now let's head to Heritage Hills in Louisville Christian, 2 state championship contenders in their respective state. Louisville using the natural heat to come out of the tunnel tonight in this one. First quarter, Connor Hodge goes across the middle, connects with Darwin Cotton. That's a chunk play. Later in the drive, Hodge fakes the pitch, decides to avoid the pressure, and he knows what to do with the football. After all, he was a wide receiver last year. Centurions on the board 7-0. Second quarter, same score. Hodge just swings it out to Micah Atkin, who does the rest. And Louisville wins this one 35-7 over Heritage Hills.
Central and Bosse on 2 different sides of the win spectrum entering tonight. Neither has won this season. Central doesn't have one since 2021. Hunter Broshears and the Bears offense driving early. Handoff to Lance Go, and he lacerates the center of the field. Big first down into Bulldogs territory. 2 plays later, Broshears, deep shot to the end zone. Nathaniel Cano cannot make the grab. So later in the drive, 4th and goal. Broshears and the Bears trying it again. Broken up by the Bulldogs, but a last-second touchdown, Colin, for the Bears gives the program its first win in 3 calendar years.
Paying off for Brandon Artisan Company, second year leading the program.
All right, maybe sniffing a helmet sticker there. All right, on the other side of the break, more highlights on the way. Henderson County and South Warren, a big one at Colonel Stadium. And as always, as we go to break, let's take a look at some scores from around the Tri-State.